The Texas special legislative session begins today, and this morning we are joined live by political science professor from the University of Houston, Brandon Rottinghaus, to talk about some of the top issues. Good morning, Brandon. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Morning, Jose.
Okay, now, what do you think are going to be some of the key issues that they are going to have to take up for the special session? You know, there are some issues that we've been talking about. We're talking about bail reform, border security, transgender sports, and there are many others as well. So give us your take.
Yeah, Jose, that's exactly right. All those issues are going to be on the agenda, and more. It reads like a Luby's buffet of conservative wish lists, and Greg Abbott is hoping to get most, if not all of it, but that's going to be a tall challenge. So the fact that he's got so much on the agenda, I think, is going to keep the lawmakers busy, but not too busy. The problem for governors is that if they have too big of a menu, if their eyes are bigger than their stomach, then they try to get too much. And sometimes legislatures and special sessions don't always comply. So the bigger the agenda, the harder it is to get things passed. So Governor Abbott's probably narrowed this in a way that is going to give him what he wants, but it's still going to be a risk because special sessions have a way of unfolding in ways that sometimes governors don't like.
Now, when you say risk, what exactly are you talking about? Political fallout later in the year?
That's exactly what I mean. So for governors in special sessions, usually it's been the case that they've had to do it, not that they've wanted to do it. Special sessions beginning in around the mid-2000s began to become weaponized, where the governors were using them as political tools to be able to get their agenda passed. That's all well and good, and it certainly plays well to the base if you can get it done. And that's the real risk here for the governors, that if you have too broad of an agenda and you make these sort of tacit promises that you're going to get these things done and the legislature doesn't comply, then you're going to be, I think, in big trouble with your base who wants to see progress and expected to see progress. But there's another component to this too, and that is that what is not on the call is as important as what's on the call. So you don't have on there any discussion about the reform of the energy grid. You don't have on there any discussion about the pandemic that we're still in. So there's a risk, I think, in making it look like the governor's not attentive to what Texas really needs.
Brandon Rottinghaus, thank you so very much for joining us and giving your take on what's probably going to be happening in the next couple of days in Austin. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jose.